I decided to opt in to wear only my hoodie and not the jacket today. So this walk is starting out pretty cold. You know, the wind's kind of chilling. But, once we get warmed up, we get that cold air in our lungs. We'll be warmed up in no time. I'm wearing my gloves just for the sake of the wind factor. And then it's nice and sunny out today. Still below freezing. So places that are directly in the shade and haven't been hit by the sunlight yet are more than likely still going to be frozen. We can see like right here, that's frozen. So it is melting and it's getting warmer. So all this is going to be gone over the weekend because we're going to get like 2-3 days of rain. And it's going to be in the 50s, and I think one day this week in the next 10 days is going to be like 60. I was like, God damn. So I was just looking at it before we stepped out. I feel that sun on my back too. Oh man, that feels so good. Does it say we're playing Battlefield? That's funny. It should have said IRL, not Battlefield. I wonder if I can change that still. I was playing it the other night. But yeah, I've been doing I've been live streaming my daily walks now. Oh, you know what? It probably does say Battlefield because I was messing around with the settings in this app and I didn't understand what this one setting meant. Well, I kind of did, but I didn't think that it meant like across the whole board. I thought it meant just this app. And it was saying something like use the previous notification settings or whatever. So I thought it mainly pertained to this mobile app, not, on my computer as well. So I bet Twitch, Kick, YouTube all probably thinks I'm playing Battlefield 6 right now. And it's probably even using the old titles from the other day too. I don't think this app will allow me to switch them unless I end my stream, update them real quick, and then put the stream back on. And it's so damn bright I can't see shit hardly. Oh, it says streaming IRL. What's the title say? Does it say daily walk in Columbus or some shit like that, or walking in Columbus? Ah, okay. Got me out here wondering if we're gonna be walking or if I'm gonna have to like restart my stream and update this shit. Yeah, I'm like so sad. All my snow is melting. This has actually been really good for my workout too. because all this snow has been great resistance. Set the title. So it probably is using my Twitch notification from the other day about, you know, Battlefield shit. You know, though, I'm going to be going back to Asia this spring. That's why I'm doing these IRL. That's why I'm doing these IRL streams. So I'm trying to play around with these different settings and shit. So I'm doing my IRL walks in the morning, and then gaming at night. Because when I go back to Asia, I'm not taking any computers with me. So I'm just going to be doing IRL streams. But most of my streams in Asia will probably all be on Kick. Just because I don't want the music from the bars and the clubs to get my account suspended, you know? Especially if any of them, like, bar girls or something be started, like, friggin' being all seductive on stream and shit, if any of them does that on mine. Like, I was watching this. Okay, look. Here's a good example. I was watching this one dude's live stream yesterday, right? He's on Kick. Somebody recommended I go watch it because he's in Thailand. There was this really cute bar girl. He was explaining to his viewers, you know, that these girls, they're all young. It's easy money for them to go work as bar girls. And that's their job. And they get paid to drink. So they're young, they're cute, they get paid to drink, and then they'll, you know, get paid a little bit extra on the side for something else. Well, at the same time, hey, look, here's a white van on the friggin' sidewalk. Ain't they a stupid motherfucker? That can't read. Says no motor vehicles. People always do this shit all the fucking time. They always park in front of this school on this trail. But anyways, rant over. So during this dude's stream, as he's talking about, you know, these bar girls and how a lot of guys, they come over there and they start falling in love with the first girl they see that flirts with them and shit, and they start giving them like all this money. Damn, we got two dumb motherfuckers. Everybody wants to park their damn cars on the sidewalk. But anyways, friggin', yeah, that was grass. That was grass. But during his stream, as he's explaining it, this fucking bar girl, she's wearing, you know, she's wearing like her short skirt. She's got panties on. She's got her little top on. And she starts playing with her tits and like pulls her shirt down, but she's not revealing her tits. She's keeping her hands over her nipples and everything. So like you can see them, but you can't, you know, she's not revealing them. And then everybody's like trying to get his attention, like, dude, you need to get her. And he's like, because he wasn't paying attention, and he goes to look at it, he's like, oh shit, and he like takes his hands and covers them up, and he's like, no. Why? Because this is a bike trail, not a road. So we got people that mistake bike path, road, bike path, and they're so retarded, they think it's the same thing. Like, I've had people park on this, and they'd be like looking at me as I'm like walking like extremely close to the car, And I'm like holding my keys to make sure I don't scratch their cars, and they're just like looking at me like, why the fuck am I up against their car? Yeah, that could have. But the thing is that with Kick, apparently it's a little bit more lenient, which is why I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch hardly when I'm over there, because I mean, Twitch is more stricter. But I've also thought about switching over to Kick completely. That's why I'm multi-streaming right now. Like here in the States, okay, yeah, cool. A lot of our laws are extremely strict and regulated. So here I might live stream because we don't have those types of freedoms over there like we do over there, you know? Same with our platforms. So like, yeah. So I'm testing out this app. I'm paying for their monthly subscriptions. It's not much. It's like $10, I think. Between 10 and $15. And this is the good, like the app you want to use for multi-streaming apparently. But hey, look, black ice. I about fell on my ass here yesterday, not last night, but yesterday during my walk. I was explaining them, showing off the black ice, and about slipped myself. So yeah, when I go to travel over there, I'll mainly be streaming on Kick. I have another app I need to test out called IRL Pro. I'll test it out next month in March, because that one you can't multi-stream. I think unless you set up a bunch of third-party apps and shit too. So you stream for one, and then it streams to all the others, and yada, yada, yada. So it makes it a bit more complicated. Not like anything technological is going to be too complicated for me as long as I got instructions to follow. But when it comes to like the streaming and whatnot, I'm still trying to figure out what the best options. Like the other app I believe is called IRL Pro. I have it installed and downloaded. But yeah, I'm gonna play around with this one for the month, and then maybe tomorrow I'll check it out, and I'll stream the only Kick tomorrow. That's probably the one thing I don't like about it, is I can't multi-stream. Because obviously here in America, you know, we got 5G everywhere now, so I got good signal, and it's no problem to multi-stream. However, at the same time, like, I don't know if I'll stick to the IRL streams. Maybe I might. Maybe I won't. So I'm only testing it out for now. So when I go over there, sure, I'll do a lot of IRL streams for, you know, daily video logs and evening video logs and shit like that. But when I return, I don't know. We'll have to play it out and see how it goes. Because when I get back, I may switch it back to multi-streaming again. Because I do have one app that utilizes the same bot. So one URL that can control the alerts for all three platforms. It controls all three of their TTS. And then I can have this chat showing. Hey, look at the creek. It's got thin ices, thin layers of ice forming. It was flowing nicely yesterday. Yeah, I've been checking these creeks out every day. There's like 3 spots. We got this little land bridge, and then it goes down that way, and then it goes around. So there's like another land bridge over here. We check it. I believe there's also a homeless camp underneath that bridge over there. And then when we come back, we go down that way. There's another bridge. But today, I've only been taking this trail that way back because of all the snow. And I know during my route over this way on the way back, a lot of people didn't shove their sidewalks. So it was a lot like, deep snow and very icy and shit like that. So I was just playing it safe. I shortened up my route and I was just taking the trail back. But if I stay on this trail, it shortens my entire walk by a whole mile. So today we're going to start doing our regular 5-mile walk again. We'll go this way, hit the street. On our way back, instead of going that direction, we'll go back this way and continue our main route. Because I've got it broken down. If I stick to certain routes, I got a 3-mile, a 4-mile, and a 5-mile route. Now let's see if we can survive crossing the road. See, we're clear right. And we got that big truck right there. He stopped, so we went ahead and jogged across. Oh, Faye, you want to see this big ass wasp nest? I've been checking it out every day too. I was hoping that during the snowstorm, it was going to take those little bastards out. But nah, that damn thing's sturdy as hell. And right here in the shade some ice, so we gotta be careful. That shit's like slippery as hell right here in the shade. How's it going?
Doing a daily walk with that, huh?
Yeah, I saw it. Actually, yesterday I was explaining black ice to some of my viewers over there by the church.
Yeah.
And I was like explaining to them almost did the splits. That guy with the dog, he actually has a small pack of chihuahuas too, and one of them has like a missing eye. So they look like they're a little gang that gets in a lot of fights or some shit. But he told me the story one day about how it missed its eye, and I guess one of the dogs attacked it and took its eye. I think it was over food, some shit. Yeah, we just got to come up to this marker. It's so coincidental because this little marker up here by the railroad, it's I think it's like a west marker, because it has the letter W on it. But right across from this west marker is a big ass wasp nest over there. And now we got more thin sheets of ice coming up. Yeah, when I say a small pack of chihuahuas, I literally mean a small pack of chihuahuas. It's like 6, 7 of them. Like, it's literally a small pack. There they are. I just recently discovered I could zoom in too. Yeah. And when we had the snowstorm, they had like a foot of snow just sitting on top of it. Good thing is, though, it's not over here by the trail. It's over there above a creek. So when it does fall, it falls down into the creek area. Now, there's a bunch of druggies down there, so fuck them anyways. You know what's crazy is that we had all this snow, right? And people were still littering trash left and right. So you would see pretty white snow, yellow snow from piss, dog shit. Hopefully it was dog shit and trash. So I'm like checking out my settings, and oh yeah, I can edit the stream settings from here still. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm still learning about this app. I've been using it, but I've been mainly just streaming with it to check the video quality and go back to it, listen to see if any phone calls come in. Like my dad called me, I think it was yesterday, and so I went back and listened to it. And when he called, it just muted the entire session for that like time frame. And then when I hung up, all the audio came back. So that was cool. At least I know how that works. Not like I'm gonna trust it every time it does it, but because I've also been trying to play around too with this. So if I like try to minimize the stream in the background and say like I open up a different app or something, like if I open up Facebook, does it show my Facebook Messenger? It doesn't look like it. But I know at the same time, it like locks this in horizontal viewing mode. So I can't just like open up my Messenger, turn my phone this way, just start texting somebody and replying back and talking to them. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I think when I do that, it actually changes the whole screen So it's still horizontal, but it just like rotates the whole screen for some stupid reason. Instead of just locking it into horizontal, but still, allow me to use my phone vertically. Maybe that has to do with the actual cameras itself. But this is all what these tests are all about. Play with the settings, see how things work. And then I'll be doing the same thing when I try out the IRL Pro app as well. Sounded like somebody was behind me. I'm hearing voices somewhere. Oh, I see a vehicle down that way. I was plugging my charging cable back in. So here's the next bridge. So yeah, that creek from down there goes along, this railroad, and then it converges and goes this way. Well, it looks like a lot of the ice sheet returned. A lot of this ice sheet was melted yesterday, but it looks like over the night it all came back. Gotta keep the body moving. So I'm not wearing my jacket today. So I might be a little colder today though. I got my gloves on and my fingertips covered today because of the wind. But yeah, I'm not wearing my jacket. I'm wearing only just a hoodie today. Because technically it's not that bad. But I guess for someone that's not used to it, they'll probably see me in a hoodie and think I'm fucking crazy or something. But it's not that bad. Especially with the sun out and it's beaming down on you. Like it heats you, it warms you up. You feel it. But it's still not that bad. And now we're not going to turn around when we get up here. We're going to keep going. And we're going to do our full 5 miles today. The Floridian in you is screaming. I mean, I can't help it if you guys are weak down there. But yeah, the weather's not that bad. It actually feels really good, especially as your body is warming up. It's all about balance. It's just like how, like it's also on your mind too. So like, yeah, we know that it's cold, but do we allow it to get to us? Or do we allow our bodies to naturally warm itself up to where we're perfectly fine? Oh, someone's pilling out. Some dumbass in a white Charger. You know, we're actually going to get touch 60 degrees at least one day this week. And we're going to wait for this car. There's also, oh, no, they pulled into the tavern, it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and cross. The only thing that sucks right now is I did some hardcore hydration and drank almost like a liter of water before I came on my walk. And I waited to make sure I didn't have to go pee. And of course now I got to go pee. I used to drive one of these Challengers. I loved it so much I actually miss it. I'm gonna try and get me another car again either this summer or fall. I don't know if I want to try and get me another Challenger. My dad thinks I should. Or if I should get me another Jeep truck. So I thought about getting the Jeep truck again because I did enjoy driving with the doors off and the top off. I enjoyed it. Plus, it was a small truck. Well, now I got my motorcycle. Like, let's say if I ever did want to go down to Florida and visit like Pancake and anybody else down there, then I could, put the motorcycle in the back of the small truck and just haul it all down there and then just ride my motorcycle locally to save gas. But also, I'm thinking about getting into a lot of camping this summer too. So when I come back from my 3 or 4 month Asia trip and I come back, I've thought about taking my motorcycle and doing some motorcycle camping if I can afford to buy, a top box and some soft panniers, and then go do some like weekend motorcycle camping trips. But at the same time, like, sure, I could have the Challenger because it was a really fun car to drive and it was really great on gas too, especially the V6. And they have an all-wheel drive version. So, throw on the right tires, it'll handle the winter conditions. But at the same time, I could also get a Jeep again and handle every condition. So I'm still like thinking about it, I gotta watch out for this piece of ice. Now, if I ever find me a new girl and get married again, then I'll probably just make, like, if I start a new family or something, make a Jeep the family car, and then just get me another Challenger and make that like the weekend car for like the dates and shit. And then have the Jeep for like everyday, daily driving, joyriding and shit for late nights with the doors and tops off. If I didn't care about being relied on by my family and friends, I probably would just say fuck it and just get the Challenger again. Yeah, I got a lot of plans. Cause like I'm leaving again in April. I'm going back to Vietnam, and then in May I'm gonna fly to Singapore and visit my buddy and his family over there. I've known them for like 20, 25 years. And this will be like our first time meeting each other. And then on my way back, and I'm going to be there for like a week because Singapore is fucking expensive. And then like after a week of there, instead of flying back, straight back to Vietnam, I'm going to go to Thailand for a week. And then from Thailand, I'm going to go to Cambodia for a week. And then after that week, I'm going to go back to Vietnam for like a month and a half. And then when I come back, I'm going to start working on our backyard, our family's backyard garden, while also practicing more on my motorcycle and possibly do some motorcycle camping. You know, I think I gave Pancake the itch too, because he was asking me how much I'm spending so far. Because I've bought 6 one-way tickets and I got like 5 hotel reservations, but that's only up until like May 20th, and I've only spent like just shy of $4,000. But I didn't make any hotel reservations or purchase a one-way ticket back home yet because I don't know what my plans are fully going to be like yet. And I'm planning on traveling some throughout Vietnam, but they're going to be more like on-the-go plans, last-minute notices, and I might go get the experience to see what it's like to live as a backpacker and go stay at some cheap-ass hostels for like a night or two, and then go stay at some hotels in different cities. But then at the same time, I don't know if I want to come straight back home yet, or I'm really thinking about the Philippines for like a week, and or Japan for a week, or a mix of both, and maybe throw in South Korea. And if I go to all, like if I decide to go to all of those, then I'll probably go to each one for like 2 or 3 days each because of, you know, hotel prices. And that's why I'm working on my IRL streams right now for during my walks, because I don't want to have to start tweaking settings and everything when I get there. And I'll just have it all set up and ready to go. for when I arrive. Especially since at the end of this month, I think on the 25th, is the Samsung Unpack event. And I'm going to watch it. And then when the pre-orders come live, I'm going to pre-order the S26 Ultra and trade my phone in. I don't think there's going to be like a huge discount like there usually is every year. But I definitely plan on trading my S24 Ultra in for the S26 Ultra. So I do like to upgrade at least, well, at most every 2 years. So if I can get these settings down, and then when I switch over to the new phone, when I get it in March. So I think they're doing the pre-orders right after the Unpacked event on the 25th. And then everybody should have their phones, I believe, around March 11th. So once I get that new phone, I'll start tweaking settings some more. So it's gonna be a lot of lot of progress and shit. We got all this friggin' ice underneath this bridge, so we're gonna walk on this crunchy snow. Oh, also, Faye, I updated my Discord. I nuked all the roles, all the channel roles for everybody. So everybody's technically got to like re-verify their channel rules that they want. And I completely revamped my entire Discord. I removed a lot of channels, combined a lot of channels, and created forums to try to make my Discord a bit more organized. So, and all this is also in preparation too for my Asia trip as well. So that way I can take pictures there and upload them there as well too. Or if I see anything interesting on the IRL streams, but don't want to make those clips to post them on, like YouTube or TikTok or anything, then I'll go ahead and have the Discord for that. Let's go ahead and cross right here. So I did say yesterday we'll go over to that big ass bridge. So we're gonna extend our walk a little bit today. Usually I turn around that stop sign. This guy went ahead and let me pass. That was cool. But this walking bridge right here, it goes over some railroad tracks, and it also goes over the Scioto River. Thankfully, the city or Parks and Recs, one of the two, or maybe both, they came through this entire tree line area and thinned it all out of a lot of vegetation, primarily due to it was so overgrown, it was thick like that when winter would hit, you saw a lot of trash and a shit ton of homeless camps. So they came through, kicked everybody out, threw out all the trash, and thinned out all the vegetation. Obviously, they left the trees because it was getting bad down here. It was the same on this side too. Like you couldn't even see the bridge because of how thick the vegetation was. So it was like a perfect hiding spot to conceal a tiny camp. Honestly, it was like two little villages. There was like a little village encampment over here, and then a little village encampment over there. Yeah, it is getting bad everywhere with it. You know, I kind of wish that they would allow us to ride motorcycles on this bike path, but you know, make it like about 5 miles an hour with them or so. Because I would actually love to get on my bike and ride it up here, park it on top of the trail, and then just go fishing. I guess I could probably buy like an e-bike, but yeah. And here we got one of the big junkyards. Let's see if I can raise my arm up tall enough. So I know you guys can't really see that well through these grates. But this is our small river. I say small because I've seen bigger. Huh, looks like there's a duck down there. Oh shit. Look at this. I wonder if they're building a dam. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Because this was never like this. It was just, you know, damn, that's actually kind of cool. So this was never there. Looks like they just built that and put those in there. And the entire river is frozen over there. So this, you know, it's melted here, but it's still frozen over there. I wonder why that is. Let's see if we can get it from another angle. Because look, all down there is thawed out pretty much. But over here, it's not. I'm trying to be extra careful with my phone because it's on a magnetic tripod. So I don't want to like all of a sudden lose connection. My phone goes woo into the bath. So I wonder if they're doing that. I mean, it kind of sucks too. Hopefully they're not going all the way across because people do, you know, they do put canoes and kayaks in here and fishing boats. So hopefully they're not going all the way across with that and they actually leave a spot open. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, that could only be temporary. Because I forgot they're also working on the bridge. So that just could be a temporary landmass so they could put the heavy equipment on it and work on the bridge. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Now we're going to go back. And it's actually kind of interesting too because you go across that bridge and you get on the other side for the river. On the other side of the tree line of the river is actually a pond. It's got a lot of good fish in it too. And and the river and the pond will overflow into one another. So that pond always stays stocked with water, and then fish are always in and out of it. And also over by that pond, we call it the horseshoe pond because it's shaped in U, like a horseshoe. But there used to be a parking lot up above the hill, and it was mainly a parking lot with some off and on ramps to the highway. But they were also in the middle of completing 670, and then once they completed 670, they took out that little parking lot so no one can go park there to go fishing no more. So now you either gotta park over here and walk across the bridge, or walk there, or ride a bike or something. At the same time, along that pond is that same highway that they finished connecting. So people figured, well, they didn't completely close it off with metal rails or anything. So they would pull up there slowly on the side of the road, pop up onto the curb, and then back up onto the other side of the rail, and they would park there and then go fishing. But then eventually the city, state, whoever it was, caught on, and they had it railed off so no one parks there no more. You can probably do it if you got a motorcycle. So go ahead and jog across that because that semi was taking a big ass turn. So now we're going to go ahead and cross back here and continue on our walk. Start hearing that truck like, where the hell am I hearing that noise come from? Oh, there goes the food truck. I didn't catch what it was though. All I saw something was like about good eats. And I'll tell you what, if you ever want to see what pollution looks like in a solid form, take a look at the snow. It's all like, not just water, but it's all these chemicals and shit too, you know? It's all like gray and black. There's gonna be all kinds of pollution in this. Okay, now we're gonna, since there's no more ice over here, step off and continue forward. Oh my God, my shoulders are so irritated from this walk. But gotta keep pushing through it. I actually do have medicine for my shoulders. I just don't like taking it all the time. That sun feels amazing though. Yeah, that sun actually feels pretty good. So I gotta put some friggin' pep in my step though. I was looking at my so-called statistics on my Samsung Health app for my walk, and apparently while I've been live streaming, granted, the snow was also a big factor of it too. But then technically it shouldn't have been because a majority of the trail was already cleared off and everything. But usually I'm capable of doing a brisk walk of 3 to 3.2 miles an hour. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been walking like a mile less or a mile slower. So my walking speed has went down a lot too. And in a sense, that bugs me because if I'm not walking, I guess, harder, faster, my blood pressure, you know, is on the lower side. It's on the resting side. And I do this. This is a big cause for my weight loss. And I don't know what these guys are doing. He just came out of this parking lot and it looked like he was gonna like try and nudge me with his car or some shit. And then it looked like he was gonna try and stop and roll his window down, so I just kept walking. But that, or maybe I just caught them returning from being up to no good. And he thought I was recording them. So, you want to go to West Broad? Yeah, go around this corner, and you take one of these side roads going that way, you'll run right into West Broad. There you go. No, I'm just live streaming my my daily walk.
Got you, brother. Good. Good deal.
Especially around here, like so many of them, just like, sure was, 05 to 09.
I was in from 1980, 1990.
Well, shit, put it there, brother.
My son's been in now for 17 years.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's been since 99. He done his tour with Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah, I was in Iraq in 2008. It was quiet when I was over there, though. Not for like the other parts, because I was like, I guess it's safe to say now, like I was over in the Al-Qaim region,
Yeah.
but like other parts of it, there were still some hostilities and whatnot. But then like I got out and like the next year after that, my guys went to Afghanistan, they all got fucked up.
What unit was you?
2-2, Fox Company.
Yeah, he was a 3-9. He's a radio guy, but he was a 3-9.
Okay.
Guys in the top security still. Yeah. That was in 1989. How about engineering?
Oh, that's a cool job. Yeah, you too, Raw. Marines be Marines, you know? Oh, man. Sometimes I get interactions like that, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get asked for directions, sometimes I don't. Today just happened to be, I got asked for directions, and, well, met another Marine. Go ahead and flip the camera back around. So, I'm actually thinking about like getting my own like merch design. I played around with it a couple years ago when I was starting out on Twitch and I first became an affiliate. And Stream Elements has it to where you can do a merch store. And right now they go through a third party called Fourth Wall. And it looks like they do some embroidery for like, I was going to say houses. Yeah, embroidery for houses, some embroidery for hats. And then I think their print for their shirts and hoodies and stuff, I believe it's all, I think it's called like digital to print or something like that. So I'm thinking about, I won't really put it up for sale, but customizing my own hat for myself to wear. So it could be a mix of, you know, the Marine Corps and my channel. Because, I mean, I love doing both. Like, you know, I love being a Marine, even though I'm a veteran. But us Marines, you know, we're a cult. We're always and forever will be Marines. So, and I enjoy this hobby. Because for me, this is a hobby. It's not like I'm trying to do, you know, shit for views, clicks, or trying to bait people or anything. Although there are going to be some people, even amongst my own Marine brothers, that will disagree with my personal views and opinions, you know? At the same time, you know, fuck, I lost my train of thought. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but every time I go like, so, or some other shit like that, it's because I forgot. I lost my train of thought and I forgot. I'm extremely forgetful. I think some of our Marine brothers hit me in the head way too much. Maybe I got blacked out way too much. No, I mean blacked out from like drinking, but like blacked out from where I like usually before weekend libo, we would have like platoon versus platoon or company versus company, like little fights, like little one-on-ones. And sometimes we blacked out from fighting. So I've probably suffered a lot of head trauma without even technically realizing it. So I'm kind of forgetful nowadays. Same thing with my speech. And it's also sometimes when I'll be talking and I'll just automatically just start changing the subject and start rambling about something completely different off topic because I forget. And then now my brain's focused on the new topic. But anyways, I still have no idea what the hell I was even talking about. Maybe I'll remember, maybe I won't. Or maybe I'll completely forget and start talking about it again as if I wasn't talking about it before. Oh yeah, I was talking about the merch stuff. So I'm trying to utilize AI right now with my own logo and everything to figure out the best way to have prints that would fit embroidery for the hat as well as fit print on hoodies and shirts. Because I like wearing hats. I got blue eyes. My eyes are sensitive as hell to the light. So I wear sunglasses and I wear hats. And I always try to at least have my hat on me because sometimes I forget my sunglasses. But then sometimes I'll forget the hat and I'll have my sunglasses. But if I forget both, I'm kind of fucked. So I was thinking about designing me my own hat just so only I could purchase it. That has, you know, the USMC logo on it. Well, the words anyways. Maybe put the Eagle Globe and Anchor on one side. Put the Keg, Twitch, and YouTube symbols on the other side. And then put my username on the back. Or maybe I'll put like the initials of my username on the back of the hat. And then put my username on the front of the hat with the Marine Corps logo on one side. And then my channel logo on the other side of the letters. Or maybe I'll just do like my channel name with the Eagle Globe and Anchor logo. So that way other Marines will notice that that has something to do with the Marine Corps. But like, would I take that over to Asia or anything? Nah. Because like usually, like this is the hat I wear. I wear it every day. It's just a simple green hat with the letters USMC on it. And then the logo's on the bill. That's why that one Marine back there was able to somewhat recognize his own. And I've done the same too. If I see somebody else wearing a Marine Corps hat, I'll go, like Simplify or Simplify Devil Dog or something like that. They know. And you can have some interesting conversations. There was this one chick I used to know. I was really good friends with her. And her father was a Marine. Well, is a Marine. I said was because he passed away. And I think he had ended up catching cancer or something. But he served during the Vietnam War. And not once did she ever hear him talk about being a Marine or, serving during the war or anything like that. Well, one day she asked me if I would like to ride with them over to the Cleveland VA hospital because they lived out towards Toledo. So it was like over an hour drive. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I was out there hanging out. And he learned I was also a Marine. I told him my rank. That I was a Lance Corporal Marines. I told him I was an infantryman. Trying to keep the words basic for everybody that may not know the lingo. So, I told him I was an infantryman. Told him about a little bit what all I did. And then after that, it was nothing but Vietnam War stories all the way there and all the way back. And my friend, she didn't say a goddamn word or ask any questions because she never once heard him open up and talk about it. And she couldn't understand why. And then when we got home, she finally asked him, I never once heard you talk about that. Why didn't you? And all he told her was, you wouldn't understand. And that's true for the most part. Only Marines can only understand Marines. Because every Marine is trained the same way. We're all taught the same standards. So we all go through the same bullshit. And it's the same with any other branch. We all may pick on each other, but we've all been through some shit. So technically, only we can understand one another because no one truly knows unless you go through it yourself. See, I'm not even cold now. I'm pretty warm. My elbows are cold. Actually, I don't know why my elbows are cold. Everything else is warm, like my forearm, my hands, like my biceps, my shoulders, they're warm. But my elbows, for some reason, they're cold. I don't know why. My legs, everything, everything else in my body is warm. The only thing that's cold are my elbows. Like, even my fingertips are exposed right now, and they're warm. Only my elbows are cold. I just realized that. That is the oddest thing. Try and take some deep breaths and hold it in for a little bit. So yeah, what we're gonna do, we're not gonna keep going straight along the trail, so we're no longer gonna be checking on that creek to check to see how it's doing. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be making a right, and we'll be walking past the first creek we came across. I can show it off again, no big deal. And then we're gonna continue on our route. Because if I go right and then walk all the way around to the store instead of going straight and then cutting across to the store, it adds like another mile of distance. So we get to expand our walk. And that's how I've been pushing out this 7 to 8 kilometers a day. So during the snow, since it limited where we could go, I found out if we go down to the end of the trail, turn around, come back, and then keep going straight to the store, and then we go home, it's like a little bit over, it's like a little bit over 3 miles. I think it's like 3.10 to 3.30 or something like that. Yeah, that car waited for me to go by. Then, if we walk all the way down to my halfway point, and then we keep going straight to the store, it's 4 miles. If we go straight to my turnaround point, don't go straight, we walk this way, yeah, it's gonna be still the same amount of distance going straight, but now we have to walk this extra distance to go, this way. And then once we get all the way down there, now we have to walk all that distance back to the store, and then we walk home, and that extends it out to about 5 miles. Although, I guess if I ever want to try running, I got a 3, 4, 5, well, a 3 mile, a 4 mile, and a 5 mile length distance I can run. At least according to my phone and watch data. So I think it's tracking the distance. I don't think it's using the GPS, but I think it's mainly tracking my steps per minute, how fast I'm walking, the total distance, shit like that. I don't know how it does it. Maybe it does use the GPS for that part. I have no idea how it works. Yeah, now we go back this way. And I haven't been this way for since the last couple weeks. So because we're gonna walk by where we start and then keep pushing forward. So I don't know what the rest of the sidewalk is gonna be looking like. I guess we're gonna discover that together. What do you guys think? You think the residential sidewalks are gonna be clear like this, or do we think there's still gonna be some packed snow or ice maybe? I'm thinking it should be cleared because these people also like to park on their sidewalks for some dumb reason. So I would bet that it's gonna be clear. See, that guy in that car knows what's up. He's driving with his window down. Like, it feels great out here. Oh, fuck, I forgot to check that creek again, didn't I? We got another creek over here that runs into that creek. And I think that one's more, like, not more of a creek, but more so of a runoff. Because that one's more, I believe, laid with actual stone. So it's definitely man-made. And I'm pretty sure the creek over here is also man-made. I'm also, I think, quite confident that could also be like the original creek in a sense. Because it's always constantly flowing water. It's not like some of those creeks where they dug them out for runoff and then they're like dry all the time. Like, no, it's actually a constant flow of water. And then eventually, this creek that is over here does dip down. It's like they took the creek, laid down tunnels so it could go through it. So it goes underneath the rest of the city, and then a few miles down, it pops back out again as a creek again. And then this creek, it all runs off into that river that we were at. Oh shit. We got more dumbasses on the sidewalk up here that are parking their cars. Oh, she just got there. She got out and now she's walking up to the store. I mean, to the school. She's probably going to get in her car and pull off the side of the road. But I'm going to be taking my slow time walking. So either she hurries up and tries to pull out, or she's going to have to wait extra long. Her car's already running. So it's not like she's got to like turn it on or anything. Oh, yep, there she goes. She's just going to go for it. How are you going to have a unique license plate that says I think it said like I miss Kiki or some shit, but yet you're going to publicly like break traffic laws and shit and park your car on a fucking sidewalk or a trail knowing better? You know what? I'm done with society. If they say that they want to start friggin' making sure that every single friggin' Dick and Jane goes to driving school again for their license renewals, I'll support that shit. Like, I don't care if you're 20 and renewing, or you're like, well, like 60 or some shit, or older and renewing your license. A lot of these people have gotten so fucking stupid. It's like they can't read signs, they can't follow the rules. And then when they get tickets for traffic violations for it, they throw a bitch fit about it. And it shouldn't have to be that way either. Usually it only takes one person to fuck it up. But then when it usually takes that one person and no one's enforcing it, everybody else starts doing it. Now no one believes that there's friggin' any traffic laws that exist. And they just do whatever the fuck they want. So far, so now we're passing the point where we usually start. And this sidewalk still has some crunchy snow on it. This sidewalk, I am actually surprised this sidewalk's even cleared off. I really am. I figured this one would still be snow covered, if not even a little bit. But like up here, I expected, I actually expect these sidewalks up here to be covered or partially covered, partially cleared. So I expected this one to be covered. And then, yeah, this driveway I expected to be clear. So like these sidewalks I expected to be covered. And then obviously the driveways I expected to be cleared. But maybe they actually cleared theirs off. Like this one right here. I expected the sidewalks to look basically like this. Partially covered, partially clear. And over there they got snow mountains as tall as the cars, if not taller. Well, this sidewalk's covered. No way around that. So we're gonna have to either take the grass or take the road. That shit's so compacted. It's like they cleared out that parking lot right there and pushed it all right here. That's what I'm thinking. See, now this one I expected to be somewhat covered and cleared. Because this section, they love parking on the sidewalks. As you can probably tell from all the tire marks. So I actually expected this. Oh look, there's dog shit too. To be cleared. I'm surprised they didn't clear it all completely. Now here we gotta be careful because they got a big ass dog. Doesn't look like he's out there. So we're clear on the left to walk. See, if we went straight, we'd probably be at the store by now. Whew, that looked disgusting. A&W root beer, 0 sugar. Fuck that. I mean, I would try it, just to try it. But I bet it would be disgusting. Oh my god, I gotta go piss so bad. Knowing my luck, I'm gonna barely make it to the house, and then someone's gonna be in there using the bathroom or taking a shower or something, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh my god, I gotta go." You see, now we're way over here, and that store I go to every day, it's actually over on the opposite side of this long ass parking lot. So there's like some type of opportunity center. I think it's like a little daycare. And then there's like a huge ass restaurant warehouse. And then there's another parking lot. And then another warehouse or something. I have no idea what the hell it's in. I don't even think it's operational. And then there's another parking lot. And then there's a slew of department stores. And then that's the store I usually go to over there for that convenience store. But that said, guys, I'm going to catch you guys all later. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here and continue up this walk. So I'm going to go ahead and give my cousin a call, see if he's available. And then I also want to make sure I got my hands free so I can carry some shit. I'll catch you guys all later. I know I didn't stream any games last night. I more than likely will tonight. I got distracted because I was learning more about IRL Pro. And then I started watching a bunch of videos and going through settings and then comparing that to Prism Live and then going through more settings and then going down this huge rabbit hole of tech shit, which I end up sometimes really enjoying. And the next thing you know, oh shit, it's midnight. So thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you guys all later. And we'll play some games tonight. Peace.